VanCam. This is VanCam you waited for. Steve! It's a pair! A pair! You're either brave or very stupid, Steve! I'm going with the latter. Wham, bam, this is Van Dam. When I have some toast, I've spread on the jam. I'm about to tell you all who I am. I'm Kev Ashford, and this is VanCam. Are you having that? Oh, yeah. Get rid of that. Anyway, it is my job to try and pick the spirits up. All the usual shit is coming up this week, but this is the moment to fly straight into. It seems I'm doing this every week now. It is VCR, which stands for VanCam Rant. This is to do, obviously, with that abysmal shithorse result. What is a shithorse? I don't know what I'm saying. Listen, it's to do with the West Ham result. 3-1. Absolutely dicked. Absolutely heartbroken after that match. And followed up with a 0-0 draw against Valencia at home in the Champions League. Let's do and run VCR.
And I'll tell you, honestly, I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
Okay, so last week, Man United went to the Olympic Stadium to play some shit team called West Ham. And embarrassingly for Man United, I don't want to take too much away from West Ham. If anything, everything West Ham were that day were everything that United are not. Players playing for the shirt. People that understand what it is to play for a football club and to give something back to the fans that are watching. Now, West Ham got that. Man United spectacularly didn't. We've got fans in them stands paying good money to follow this team up and down the country or across the sea, wherever, into Europe. And we get an absolute abysmal performance like that against West Ham. It was embarrassing, and if anything, after it, I said to my mate on the phone, he said, what do you make of that? I said, I'll sum it up in one word for you. Heartbreaking. That is a word, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, of course it is. Heartbreaking. And it is heartbreaking to watch Man United players. We don't know what the game plan is. There's players that, do they realise what it is to play for Man United and to represent this club? Do you know what I mean? I give my right, give me left hand to play for Manchester United. I would do that any day of the week. Of course, as a Mancunian, it's my dream. Growing up as a kid, I wanted to play for Man United. But that was embarrassing and heartbreaking at the same time. Playing West Ham. Mark fucking Noble bossing a midfield. The land of the giants. That's what I call them, man. We've got Matic, Pogba and fuckface Fellaini running round like headless bastard chickens, whilst Mark Noble dictates the game. And West Ham look like Barcelona. Mark Noble was like the West Ham Messi or something, dictating play. And that pass that he played for Arnautovic when we thought we might get back into the game, bit of a false dawn, you know, Rashford gets that goal and you think United could kick on it. It doesn't happen anymore. Anytime we go 1-0 behind, you have no confidence in Manchester United actually turning things round. There's no late surge at the end of games, even against Valencia towards the end. People are leaving 20 minutes before the end because they know we're not going to score. It's like, we're not going to go for it. And we don't. And that's where we need to get back to basics. Paul Scholes said that he said that football is, you know, a simple game complicated by idiots. And it is. All this shit that people spout going on about tactics, do this, do that. I said it the other week. It's simple, man. When you got the ball, attack them. When you haven't, defend. But if you win the ball back, get up there. Against Valencia, it was a bit better. At least Rashford out on the side, hugging that line, and Sanchez. But Sanchez is another one, man. What is it? The curse of the 7 shirt. Valencia had it, don't want it, gives it back. Michael Bastard Owen took it. What was he all about? Just a silly scout wanker who wanted to get a Premier League medal because he never got one at Liverpool. Di Maria, that snake-faced bastard. Memphis Depay, and now Sanchez. It's just a number. I know it goes back and it's part of the heritage and that, and great players have worn it, but it can't weigh you down any more than the Man United shirt itself. You should be proud to wear it. And like I said earlier, man, that West Ham result was just abysmal. What's the game plan? What does it boil down to? Let me know in the comment section. Does Mourinho need to go? Does it come from Mourinho? Is the tough love? You know, some players just can't take it. In that sense, I totally agree. The only person who seems to have turned himself around is Luke Shaw. He's responded to that criticism, took it on, and fair play to Luke Shaw for that. But Martial, moody Martial, doesn't really, you know, respond to that criticism. Pogba's the same. Every player, apart from David De Gea at this moment in time, has been total lackluster this season. It's absolutely embarrassing the way that we are carrying on, and we are in danger. We are years behind Man City, Liverpool, even Tottenham to an extent. And look at Arsenal now. We were laughing at them a few years ago. We're turning in to Arsenal. Ed Woodward, the whole club is just rotten from the core all the way up to the top, and it does stem back from Woodward not backing Mourinho. You've got Jose Mourinho playing McTominay at centre-back against West Ham. He gave Herrera a game in the back against Tottenham. Another game, 2 games where we've conceded 3 goals in each game. It's easy to see, but is Mourinho trying to say, I'm going to continue playing these players out of position because you didn't give me a centre-back? Come on, Jose, man. It was you that said, after the transfer window closed, I've got me players, I'm just going to have to crack on with it. The players, he seems to have lost them. And for me, I've said it to my mates as well, it's exactly the way, it's going the way it did when he left Chelsea for the second time. These players, whether they've down tools, whether you agree with that or not, what is the game plan? At least if you look over at Liverpool, Man City, Tottenham, Arsenal now are even getting their shit together, and Chelsea, they've all got a game plan. People were laughing at Petr Cech trying to play out from the back, but that manager has brought that system in now. At least they're trying to do something. What are we? Lump the ball into Fellaini, let him bring it down on his chest, try and bring people into play. It's just not happening, and there's no direction, there's no identity, there is just no style of play at all. It's absolutely shit to go and watch. And this weekend it's Newcastle. We should beat them, but would you bet on it? I know I wouldn't. I wouldn't even put £1 on United to win. I really wouldn't at this minute in time. I'd rather keep the £1 and go to Aldi and get, you know, 24 beers, because I think you can get 24 beers for £1 from Aldi. Listen, things are really shit at the minute. And how you can't really pick the spirits up at the minute. The only spirits I'm picking up are Jack Daniels and fucking Smirnoff vodka, man. After every match, we're going back to David Moyes and the Louis van Gaal era. People will soon be falling asleep at Old Trafford watching it. There's tickets becoming available. People seem to be staying away now. And people don't know who to blame. Do we blame the players? Do we blame Mourinho? Both are accountable. You know, these players are not putting it in when they should be. Yeah, Martial, Pogba, you know, if you want your move, play until January. And then any player that doesn't want to play, see you, mate, do one. But at this minute, when you're pulling on that shirt, you do everything in your power. You walk off that pitch knowing that you give it your all. I can take getting beat, yeah? I can take getting beat, but not when players don't try and run. We've got the second lowest running stats behind Cardiff in the Premier League this season. That just proves the players are not putting it in. At the same time, Mourinho is starting to grate on me a bit, but I'm going to back him. Of course I am. I'm not Mourinho out. I still think, unbelievably, and I might have my red tinted specs on here, that we could actually turn this round. Could being the big word. We will see. What a game to be playing when such pressure's on. We've got Newcastle, who are absolutely dog shit as well. I've obviously just cursed it now. They'll probably turn us over. But if United don't get a result, this now is a must-win game. It just shows how we have fallen, man. And like I said earlier, Man City and Liverpool are miles ahead of us, playing a style of football that is attractive, and we have fallen behind. It goes back to Sir Alex Ferguson leaving. We've obviously never recovered from that, and he did leave us with an ageing squad. So it's been a team building thing. Yeah, the phone's ringing. I have to get it. That's VCR.
And I'll tell you honestly, I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
Apologies for going totally off on one then. I didn't actually know that I just spouted shite for about 8 minutes, but there you go. That was from the heart. That's what I think on things. Let me know what you think in the comment section too. Sorry, just having a moment then, listen to this song. Right, let's do Fellaini Watch. Let's see what that big bushy head tit's been at this week. Some say that in 1994, he kissed a man. And that on a Friday in Aldi in Wilmslow, you can find him buying roasted peanuts because he absolutely loves them. All that we know is, he's called Fellaini. Great ball in, here's a big man! You bushy head tit. Running ahead through my throat. Don't really work, that one. This is Fellaini Watch. It's where we have a look at what the big bushy head useless tit licker has been at this week. And this week, following them back-to-back man of the match performances, was it against Watford and Burnley, whatever way they worked out anyway, Marwan has gone back to his usual shit self. Now, I don't totally blame him. I think Mourinho playing him in a home game I've never ever agreed with. Unless we really need something, we throw him up there and do that shit. Still don't agree with that, but if you've got to do it, you do it. You don't start him in a Champions League game against Valencia, which subsequently ended 0-0 last season. The same thing happened with Sevilla, but we got beat and knocked out the Champions League. He's not quick enough. That's the thing. I don't mind tricky away games. Play him there, protects the back four, through fucking elbows, all, you know, and all that. But ultimately, Marwan, he's getting found out for exactly what he is. A piece of dog shit. Yeah, it's harsh. It is harsh. But I would like to say thank you to Jade Adams, who is a regular on VanCam. Always sends loads of love, saying Kev's the man. I know I am. Of course I do. Anyway, Jade Adams sent this in. A girl called Laura on Twitter has got a Fellaini tattoo on her finger. Oh yeah, smell that finger, bitch. I didn't mean that, sorry. I don't know where that come from. It's like I was possessed or taken over. Yeah, but why? So many questions. The thing is, she's saying that, you know, Fellaini's her favourite player and that. Horses for courses, was the wise Irishman once told me. I can deal with that, you know, if she loves him that much. But the thing is, you're going to have to look at this for the rest of your life. And Fellaini won't be at Old Trafford for the rest of his life. You know, think of the children, man. You know, your grandkids, what's that? You know, it's Fellaini. It's this guy with bushy hair who's shit at football. But she's got to live with it for the rest of her life. The only way she could get out of it. I mean, this is something I would have done. You know, on a trip to Blackpool, Magaluf, stag do. You know, hey, tattoo Fellaini on it. And the next morning I'd be like, fuck, oh man. Oh, Fellaini tattoo. You know, that kind of stuff. But fair play to her. Horses for courses. That, my friends, was Fellaini Watch for another week. Now we're going to get into the big VanCam debate. Who's up for a debate? There's nobody here. Anyway, let's crack on. Last week, or the last time I did a video, it was on Marcus Rashford. Should he stay or should he go? I'll give the poll result of that. Set a new question for this week. And remember, like I say, there's no sitting on the fence.
The big VanCam debate.
You can run, you can hide, but you can't escape my love. This is the big VanCam debate. Didn't do it last week because I didn't have time, so apologies for that. But what I can do is, from the video previous to last week's, is bring you the poll result, which was on Marcus Rashford. Should he stay or should he go now? It was a simple yes or no. If you were saying he was to go, it could be on loan, buyback and all that. Look, people saying that for the good of his career he needs to go, but United should insert a buyback thing. But 85%, fucking hell, jeez, what's wrong with me, man? 85 fucking %, sorry to swear, just annoyed with myself, said no, that they wouldn't sell him, which leaves 15% who said they would. So yeah, you do the maths and work out exactly what is going on there. This week it is on Zinedine Zidane, or as he's known in the trade, Zizou. Anyway, Zidane. All this talk about him being the man to take over for Mourinho, it's a simple yes or a no. Would you have him? If you say no, you're saying that no, there's better candidates out there, I'd go for somebody else, maybe Pochettino or someone, I don't know, I'm just throwing a curveball out there for you lot to assess. But it is up to you to say whether you think Zidane, yes or no. Now, would you take him? He did well at Real Madrid, obviously them Champions League trophies, but could he come in, do any better than Mourinho, turn things round, lift the mood, you know? Would he get Pogba playing? A lot of these players would probably look up to him because of what he's done in the game. He'd certainly be respected, but I think we all thought that when Mourinho first come in at Old Trafford that he would gain the respect, but it has fast become that Mourinho seems to be talking and banging on about the past and what he's done at other clubs rather than trying to deal with the now, what's going on now, or what be winning games now, winning trophies. Never mind what you won in the past, man. Yeah, you get me, fam. Anyway, it's your decision. What is wrong with me, man? It's your choice now. Say yes or no. Zinedine Zidane. This is the worst VanCam ever. I'm gonna pick it up anyway. I'll definitely finish strongly. It is, like the wise Chinese man once said, you know, it is a sprint, not a marathon. Or was it the other way around? I think that was 100 meters. I don't know anyway. Anyway, there is no sitting up on that fence. Why would you want to sit up there? Do you know the dangers? Vultures circle up there, hawks. You're gonna get your head pecked. And you've got nobody to blame apart from yourself. Throw into the mix that drones have become more popular and they're flying around. If you get one of them in your kite, you're in serious trouble and you've got nobody to blame apart from yourself because I couldn't make a decision, I had to sit on the fence. Yes or no, Zinedine Zidane. I'll give you the poll next week. Click on the eye up here, cast your vote. You know what to do.
The Big VanCam Debate.
That was the Big VanCam Debate for another week. Make sure you cast your vote. Because otherwise there's absolutely sod all point of doing it. Next in we go for CockStroker of the week. Got a top 2 this week. Let's find out who's took that top spot. The Holy Grail.
The CockStroker of the week.
Okie dokie, if you've not seen this before, this is CockStroker of the week, formerly Wanker of the week. You get the gist of it. I just spun it around differently because loads of people use that as a segment on the show. Nobody, apart from Kev, uses CockStroker of the week. You know what I mean? Little TM behind it. Trademark. It's mine. And I'm keeping it. Anyway, this week I have compiled a top 2. Coming in straight at number 2 is this. Should be a bit of split screen action going on. Here we go. It's our Prime Minister. It's Theresa May. And she's bowling into some kind of seminar, dancing like an absolute cheeky bastard. At least if you've got some dance moves, you know, be proud to show them off. Do you know what I mean? Robotics. Kev's got the moves like Peter Crouch. I can rip them out on the dance floor. But this is a whole new level. And this is the bastard who's supposed to be in charge of Brexit and dealing with all kinds of world going on shenanigans. And she comes out dancing to ABBA, Dancing Queen. When I first seen it, I thought, somebody's put music to that. But then I was like, well, why would she come out dancing like some kind of pissed up granny at an 80th birthday party? Because that's what she looks like. Yeah. Number 1. Yeah, that was 2. And number 1. Coming in at number 1 this week is ex-Manchester City legend Paul Dickov. Apparently, they used to call him the Scottish Messi. Before probably Messi was even born, so it don't make sense. But neither do Man City fans. Paul Dickov this week on TalkSport. Here I am driving along, and on the Jim White show, they asked Paul Dickov, are Man City a bigger club than Manchester United? And to my surprise, he said, yes. Nearly went into the car in front of me, coffee spilt round. I'm not having this, man. Basically, his argument was that because City have been successful over the last few seasons, that now makes them bigger than Manchester United. What I would say, Mr. Dickov, and he does do something for City at the minute, he's involved, an ambassador or some shit. He's obviously got to say the right things, but come on, mate. He even said, you know, Man United have been successful for 20 odd years, and Man City a few years now, so they've taken over, they're the bigger club. You know, it's small steps for Man City. Don't run before you can walk. Let's build a massive stadium. We can't fill it. You know what I'm saying? United's appeal is worldwide. We've got a massive fan base, much bigger than Man City's. We've been more successful. We're just simply better. And Manchester is red, Paul Dickov, you little dick of dick. That's it. CockStroker of the week, done again. Wow. CockStroker of the week. Alright, Malcolm. Gate 3, I think, mate. Yeah, all that shit on the back. Thank you very much. That was CockStroker of the week. Make sure you leave comments, subscribe, like, and do all that shit. Next up, we're going to end with your comments. A chance for you shower wankers to have your say on the smallest Man United related van chat channel in the history of the world. Jumba's hairy ball sack. Right, it is the time of the show, and now it is, yes, the time of the show to do your comments. It's the time for you lot to have your say. If it gets read out, it's a big deal. There's loads of them every week. Fair, the finest of play to every single one of you that sends messages in. Make sure you keep doing that. I'll try and respond to them all. There's loads of them, man. Still got to get through the Withenshaw Ravers emails. Still trying to do it all. It is a full-time job. The first one was 666. Nicky Collis 666. This man is the devil, and he says Mourinho had a right mare today, man. Mourinho and Pogba need to both go, basically. And a lot of people, I don't think, would anybody be particularly asked if they both went? I think people are getting to the stage now where it's not even one or the other. It's just like, do you know what? Let's just clear decks and get rid of the pair of them. Thanks for the comment. Next in was Trez34, who said Pogba equals Balotelli. Well said, Kev. This was last week. I did make a bit of a comment saying that if Paul Pogba don't realise the player that he can become, because we've seen it for Juventus, seen it for France, and all these antics, all the shit in the crowd, the Instagram and all that shit, you know, just watch the game. Leave the social media side to do its own thing, or whatever, even if that makes sense. But I did say he's turning into, you know, he could be like Balotelli in years to come if he doesn't get his arse in gear. Andrew Wright, who is always in the comment section and is a Liverpool fan, but you're very welcome. We've got fans of all clubs in the old VanCam section. I'm not arsed. I give it out, I take it, deal with it. He said, are you not bored of Jose versus Pogba? It's been going for 2 months. I am as a Liverpool fan. Don't know why you're bored of it, mate. If you're a proper Liverpool fan, you'd be laughing your tits off. I remember when Brendan Rodgers used to be Liverpool manager. Loved him. Probably the same as you saying, you know, you loved David Moyes. Both a pair of twats, really, anyway. Aquila Rossa said, I'd rather Mark Noble was there in a swap for Pogba, but I think West Ham fans would not think it was a good deal. They wouldn't, because he absolutely run the show last week. I said that earlier as a comment. Matic, Pogba and the big tree Fellaini totally outschooled by an 88-year-old midfielder, Mark Noble. Bad times. Red Devil 9 said team's morale is down, and that's a manager's job to pick it up. We should let Jose go now. Time to change. Again, another thing I touched on earlier, I did say team morale. It is Mourinho's job at the end of the day to man-motivate these players. And by sticking the knife in, coming up with excuses, calling players out, certain players clearly are not responding to that. And it does seem like they've down tools. It's a shithouse thing to do, because you want to see these players giving their all. Ultimately, players like Pogba, even Lukaku to an extent now, who's been missing the last 2 games. Has anybody seen him? No. But even them two, you know, they're definitely not immune from criticism. But they don't seem to be able to take it and turn it into a positive. Andrew Vale, I'm touching back on before, saying that there's, you know, fans of loads of different clubs that watch VanCam. He said, as an Evertonian. So we've got an Everton fan for anyone that doesn't know what an Evertonian is. If you don't, then there's something wrong with you, man. As an Evertonian, you're damn funny, lad. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Then I was getting halfway through my emails the other day, and I had one off Wards. This was sent in to kevinashford7@gmail.com. If you've got anything you want to send in, just dropping it in. Drop it in. Yeah, I say that every week now. He just put just a little hello. Now, I know exactly what he's getting at here, because there's a lookalike. Let's just wait for this poster picture to... she is. It's coming in now. Cheeky twisted! Woo! Cheeky twisted! Cheeky twisted! I have never been so insulted in all my life. I get insulted every week on VanCam, and look at the Newtons on this man. He's goofy. Is that what you're trying to say about me? I certainly don't wear spectacles. I would never wear a hooped ring. This guy is off his tits on spice, and this is what I have to deal with every week on VanCam. Who are you, Wards? Who are you? You want some? Well, I'll give it you if you want it, sunshine. I'll give you the Fellaini elbows, the Chinese burns. I'm not having that one. Do you know what I mean? I used to be a looker back in the day. Heads would turn when I entered the Fiddler's Green. And now I'm dealing with this shit. People are taking the piss. Wards pops in on the email and puts that kind of picture associating it with me. I am not having this anymore. I make a stand here today. I really do. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll do something. You watch me. And don't worry for my mental health or anything, because I'm not going to do anything daft. But I'm going to get the phone book out when I get home and look up Wards. And we're going to get his numbers. I've got a mate, Disco Dave. He's good with the computers. We'll get it sorted. I'll hunt his address down. We'll bring the camera crew. I ain't got a camera crew, but we'll go to the house. Do you know what I mean? We'll film it on the phone, and I will attack this person, whoever it is. So you take that as a threat. Next week, I will do the Fantasy League football league table, the VanCam one. I'll update that. If you want to get in touch, it's at Kevin Ashford 7 on the Twitter. At Kev's VanCam on the Facebook page. Dropping it in. Drop it again. Yeah, see what I'm doing again. It's Newcastle this weekend. I never thought I'd say this. A home match against Newcastle. We're only just hit October, and it's a must-win game. Well, it's must-win for Mourinho if he wants to keep his job. That's what I think. Big love to everyone. Make sure you subscribe. You're already subscribed anyway. Share it. Thank you very much to Jeff Wardrop. He's the main man on the Facebook page. Always copies all his mates in. You should do the same. Yeah, I'm not bullying you into doing that. Do whatever you want, really. I'm not particularly asked. But Jeff's always in there. A good old Jeff, doing his stuff. Enjoy the match this weekend. Drink responsibly. And if you don't, I don't know what I'm saying. But for United, Saturday, R5, we're going down the tune. Oh, we're not, are we? It's at Old Trafford. Come on, United!